To another video. We're about to play some games. No, I'm actually just joking. We're not playing any games today. I just want to do a Facebook Q&A. So I'm going to answer your questions. The reason I'm doing this is because I have a video ranked at the top of YouTube for how to make money online, and it just brings in a ton of spammers to my comment section. I literally can't go through my notifications and look at all of the questions, the legit questions, because there's just so much spam in there. So what I'll do is the ones that I haven't answered, I'll take them and I'll make a little video about them every now and then. I could go and answer them one by one, but it just takes quite a lot of time to do that. And also it just makes sense to put it in a video and then other people can see it as well. So, people aren't asking the same questions, or they can simply see the video and then get the answer they want. So what I'll do is I'll go through, we'll talk about some stuff, and there's just a game playing in the background just because I wanted to put it there, because otherwise there'd be nothing there. And we'll talk about some questions that you guys have been asking me about Shopify, and probably some other topics as well, and other videos when they come out. So the first video is, do you recommend a Google shortened link rather than a product link? Now this is actually a very good question, because there are studies that say if you use a shortened link like Google or Bitly, it does create a disadvantage in Facebook ads. So your click-through rates won't be as good, or people get discouraged from a link like that because it looks spammy. I do use shortened links. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. If I don't, what I do is I make a subdomain from the actual main domain. So I have my domains with name silo, and I'll go in there and I can make 50 free subdomains. So instead of like mywebsite.com / this product, that product, I'll just put the product name in the subdomain, so it'll say productname.mywebsite.com. It doesn't look as spammy, but I think shortened URLs are okay. They're not that bad. I mean, you might get a slight disadvantage, but everybody does it. The people making millions of dollars a year, $100,000 a month, or whatever, I've seen a lot of the videos, and they all used the shortened URLs. And so if you want to use them, it's fine. There's a slight disadvantage, I think, from what I've seen, but it's not much. I mean, you might get like the slightest disadvantage, but if your advert's going viral and you're making money and all that anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, you can use whatever link you like, as long as it's not too long. I think you'll be fine, because when you start putting really long links in your Facebook ads, it actually looks more spammy, I think, than a Google shortened URL. So yeah, I hope that cleared that question up. The next question is kind of there's a lot to cover here actually, so I'll try to go through it the best I can. We'll do it kind of 1, 2, 3 we've got here. So how high is a high cost and how low is a low cost after 5 days on Facebook? This really depends on a lot of factors. It depends on the country you're advertising in. It depends on the products you're advertising, the niche in. Depends on how much competition's in that niche. The thing, you kind of want to look at sales. Like, even if you've got a high cost sometimes, but you're getting sales and you're making profit, you still want to keep that running. As long as you're making a good return on your investment. So a high cost for me after 5 days would be anything over like 15. It depends. I don't know what he's talking about by high cost or low cost. I don't know if he's talking about conversions or not, but I'll just go off engage. Yeah, I don't know if he's talking about conversions or post engagements. I think he is talking about engagements in the second question, so we'll just go from that. So after 5 days, if I was getting, a high cost would be like 10 cents per engagement, even like 8 cents. That's quite high. Low cost would be 1 or 2 cents. It really just depends. So if I've got an advert that's running at like 8 cents per engagement and I'm still not really getting any sales, that's really high for me. Even like 6 cents and I'm not getting any sales. But you want to try to keep your ads under 10 cents per engagement. This is what we're talking about, engagement here. And people are going to say, well, you can't get low cost clicks in the US. That's total crap, because I get it all the time. I see other people get it all the time. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents. It happens. It's possible. It all depends on how viral your advert goes. What it does is Facebook will show your advert to 1,000 people. Out of that 1,000 people, it determines who interacts with your ad, how many people interact with your ad. So out of 1,000 people, if you get like 1,000 people interacting with your ad and engaging and all that, you're going to get super low cost, right? That's like the perfect scenario. But if Facebook shows your ad to 1,000 people, like you get 1,000 reach and you only get 1 or 2 engagements, it tells Facebook that your ad isn't very popular and people aren't engaging in it and they don't like it. So your cost is going to be higher, if that makes sense. And I'll quickly cover like what's a high cost for conversions. Probably like $3 or $4 is getting quite high. I like to stick, if my conversion is getting over $2.50 per conversion, I kind of try to step back a bit and see what's happening. So anything over $2.50 I don't necessarily like. $3 is okay if I'm making a good return on my investment. And then the low cost is like 50 cents to $1, which is pretty low. $1.50 is okay. Anything under 50 cents is really good. That's not common though, but if you got a really, really good ad, you can do that. So that covers number 1. Let's go to number 2. So how do you determine that the ad is performing well? I mean, how many engagements should we expect for $5 a day budget? Let's say 50 post engagements after 24 hours. Is that good, average, or bad? I don't really know like that, because the same thing. It depends on the niche you're in, and I can't really answer that question because I don't know what you're advertising. It really just depends on what you're advertising. Seriously, I can't really determine that 50 post engagements after 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. I seriously don't. It depends what you're advertising. It really, really does. There's so many different factors. If I've got, say, 50 post engagement after 24 hours and my cost is really, really high, and I don't think it's going to be successful, I might cancel it. It really just depends on, but then that goes against me saying test it for three or 4 days, right? So that kind of brings me to the next question of his, based on number 2 above. If you're still in day 2 or 3, for instance, and some of your ads are performing bad, should you wait until day 5 or just kill them right away? If you're getting to the point where you're really worried about where your money's going and you're not making any sales and you think you should actually stop it, like you're getting 50 cents, 40 cents, 30 cents per engagement, and it hasn't gone down after 2 or 3 days, you should probably look at canceling that. After 2 or 3 days, I like my adverts to be kind of around 15 cents and maybe under 20. But if you're still, after 2 or 3 days, if you haven't seen a decline, if you haven't seen any type of decline in your spending in 2 or 3 days, maybe you need to relook at it or just wait it out one more day, see what happens. But if you get to the point where you think it's performing bad and you don't want to wait for the 5 days, then you probably should kill them. Yes. You will know if your ad is going to perform well, because it will after 2 or 3 days it's going to start to decline slightly, and then once you get to the 5 days, 6 days, it will decline dramatically. But if you're at 2 or 3 days and you're kind of going up, there's a graph on Facebook, right? It will show all the information. If you're going up in cost, you probably want to look at canceling it. If it's flatlined, it could be okay, but if it's going down, then it's good. If your cost per engagement is going down, or your cost per conversion, if you are getting conversions at that point. But yes, if your ads are performing bad, you think they are performing bad by day 2 or 3. I'm talking really bad because sometimes they can turn around quite fast. But if you think they're performing bad, then yes, cancel it. It's really up to you. You need to study things and test and write things down. But then let's go back to the let's say 50 post engagements after 24 hours. I really can't answer that question for you because I don't want to give you wrong information, and you need to just test yourself. I have no idea what niche you guys are in. You could be in a hard niche or an easy niche. It really is hard to determine the answer to that question when I don't know the niche. Sorry, so I'm going to just leave number 2 basically as what I said before. The next one I do want to cover, this is quite an important thing, and I think a lot of people don't actually know this, but this guy got banned. They banned 4 of his ad accounts. The reason I think this is because possibly is if you have your first account that's been banned, what they usually do is they will you can't link the Facebook page you were using to the next account. You'll get banned again. If that's what you're doing, then you need to start a new Facebook page. each for the new account. The new account needs to be fresh, so you can't be the admin of a page from the original account because they're probably going to ban you again. It doesn't happen all the time, but usually it does happen. Same if you're using the same PayPal, sometimes even the same credit card. They log all that stuff down. So when you start a new account, it's best to start fresh. And when you're advertising on Facebook, you want to make sure you don't advertise things like e-cigarettes, gambling, casinos, anything to do with making money online. That stuff's not allowed. So you just really need to be careful. If you're getting banned 4 times, you're doing something wrong. It does say you used 4 different credit cards used, so that takes that scenario out. So I'll probably say you've linked the Facebook page from your old account to the new ones, maybe. If that's possibly the problem. Otherwise, you need to contact Facebook because I don't know what's going on there. But you should not advertise things like what I mentioned before. They're very strict on that. And sometimes they don't like it if you use the word free in adverts, I've heard. But I've never had any problems, and I have seen a lot of Facebook adverts recently with the word free in it, so I don't see how that would be a problem. But you just need to be very careful. I've had a lot of accounts banned, but that's because I pushed the limits with ClickBank, advertising ClickBank products on Facebook. But I've never had any banned from Shopify, ever. So just maybe look at what you're doing on the account, and maybe just even ask Facebook. Sometimes when you email them, they'll actually tell you why you've been banned, and they'll give you the chance to get unbanned. They'll say, send us your ID and we'll unban you. You've been banned for this reason. So I'd say just do that. But if you're getting banned 4 times, there's something that you're doing wrong, and it's somehow linking from the first account to the second to the third to the fourth. So something's linking all those accounts together, and you need to find out what that is. The next question, and probably the last one, I do have a lot, but I'll just do like 4 or 5 each video. I didn't really understand this question too much. So, is it possible to take care of all the legal issues if I want to run a business from outside the US? I don't really know what you mean by that. I think you're talking about maybe starting a business or something. You should always consult an accountant before you do stuff like this, but you kind of do have some leeway. I mean, in my country, you don't have to declare your tax for the first year. Like, you do have to declare it, but you can make the money, save it up, and then keep all the records, and then go to an accountant at the end of the year or whenever, and they'll sort it all out for you. But I don't know if that's the same in your country. So you should probably talk to an accountant, because any bit of money you make, you should be paying tax on that money. I can't give you any legal advice. So yeah, I'm not an accountant, but my accountant sorts all my stuff out for me. Everything's linked, like all my bank accounts and everything is linked to their system. I don't have to do absolutely nothing. They basically send me a thing saying you owe this much taxes, and I pay my taxes, and that's it. So get an accountant or go and see one for financial advice and legal issues advice. And do you think I could offer any other payment method rather than PayPal? Yeah, you can. You just go into the payment section of Shopify, and it will have a list of all the countries that they accept, and then it will have a list of all the payment options you can use for that specific country. And if PayPal's just listed there, then that's all you can use. You don't have a choice. But usually you have quite a lot of options, but you can't do credit card directly from the website unless you're in USA or Canada, I think. So yeah, I hope that answered your question about that. But yeah, I can't answer the legal issues. Sorry, I don't really want to give you bad legal advice if your country's laws are different to mine. So if you guys have any more questions, leave them below. I'm not being rude when I don't answer your questions. I simply just don't see them. It's really bad. I get spammed big time. But I will start going through the videos and collecting questions, and then I'll re-upload them so you guys can see them, and hopefully they help you out. And if you think I haven't answered your question correctly, just let me know, and we can have a chat in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next Q&A.